truth is not being shared with us. There are scientists out there that have studied neuroscience, the mechanics of the human brain. Psychology has touched on this quite a bit. Our subconscious rules our day. They say that as much as 95% of our daily activity is pretty much on auto, that it's running from a space called subconsciousness. I like to refer to the word consciousness as degree of connection. Yes, we have been, to some extent, you can argue, pre-programmed to believe and to automatically behave in certain ways. And it's by life's design. Here's the catch. Life is striving for reunion. Life exists to experience itself. And in order to experience anything in life, you need contrast. Think about it for a moment. Without contrast, how do you know? How do you feel? How can you detect? How can you differentiate? Life spins us off into this feel of separation, which, if left unchecked, becomes fear. And it becomes other severe forms of pain. Yes, I'm saying it to you right now. Life actually puts us into a painful state at one point in our life, sometimes several times, based on the pattern of life that we're living. But it always rebalances what we call harmonic balance. And what it's striving for is to experience. It's trying to experience itself. Why do I go through these cycles of pain and pleasure, you might ask? It's so that you can experience the opposite. It's so that you have the contrast, and so that the experience is far more meaningful to you and salient. You go through pain so you can know what pleasure truly is. You go through pleasure so that you're ready to experience some pain. These concepts may sound a little bit bizarre to you. Maybe I'm a little outer fringe on my thinking and speaking, but I have a really important reason for saying these things. Because we are not complete without you. Without our eventual reunion of mankind and nature, life's goal has not been achieved. So my goal with my line of work is to remind us, you already know this, I'm not saying anything that we haven't already all thought at some point in time, but perhaps we've nestled it deep into the back of our head. Maybe our social systems, our culture, our nationalistic views have taught us to push this down deep and to suppress what we really know since childhood. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, though. Deep within us is this understanding of life's goal. I think of myself as a catalyst. Perhaps I'm courageous, you might argue, but I'm taking the belief systems head on, and I'm challenging all of you to set out to experience life and truly know through your own personal experience what reigns true in your mind, and to operate from that space. Let's break away from our beliefs, and let's live life from the heart. I'll talk further about imagination and this unfortunate trend that we seem to be on with technology, but we have really regressed. We're not meeting our original reason for existing. You know, true life comes from someplace. We call it different things. Some of us call it the creator, or a specific creator by name, Allah, God, or we have these other systems of understanding and knowings of the formless realm. The point is, we likely come from someplace else. Could we argue that? And we're showing up here to experience something, to experience one another. So let's get on with it. Let's stop imagining these experiences. Let's break out of our virtual reality world for one, the mind's imagination, and let's get back into living life with each other. Let's stop thinking about life, analyzing and tearing life apart, and let's return to engaging one another, hugging one another, loving one another, arguing with one another, whatever it takes. But let's get back to the shared reality, because that's where the true knowing resides. You know it deep within your head, within your subconscious. You know the truth. The systems around you have numbed you down into disbelieving what you truly know, and honestly into believing things which are total nonsense, things that are not your own experience, things that even if they were relevant experiences in the past, are they still relevant for you today? You live in a very different context of life. I think it's time that we hit the reset button and replace beliefs with knowings born through true experience, shared in this physical, wonderful reality with one another.